on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. And if you do not know, my name is Marco, and in this channel I enjoy being able to make these videos and share them with you about my life, career, and travel experiences with you guys. I also look forward to being able to hear from you guys, to be able to see any type of new challenges in the near future for me. And for this upcoming video, I ended up looking at a video from the Fort Jackson, South Carolina base, and it kind of gives you a small, quick overview of what you will be going through as a private in BCT. Be mindful, as I have mentioned in my previous videos, every experience is going to be different. My experience is different from yours. Your experience is going to be different from anyone else's. So just, be mindful about that. Every experience is different. Yes, I do have a video that I purchased. You will be able to get the chance to purchasing also. However, the video, as a whole company when we got it, we all agreed that the video wasn't as good as we expected. And let alone, it's not kind of like this one. This one's kind of going through a day in the life of this trainee. I believe it has her name on it. But let's go through it, and then I'll tell you guys, and I'll pause it as I'll explain a little bit more in depth on what they were doing and what's going on. So let's get to it. So yeah, as I mentioned, this is not my video. I didn't make the video. This video is through the Fort Jackson, South Carolina webpage, and they put it on their social media. So I'm going through what they have. As you can see, trainee Casely or something like that. That's gonna be the female right here. I have seen the video. It's only like a 2-minute video, so. All right, so pretty much most of the time you will start off like this, where it is you wake up. You're usually waking up, especially in the beginning, you'll be waking up between 3 to 4:30 in the morning. You're going to be doing PT, depending on how the weather is and the weather condition is outside, determines on how you will be. You will either be in summer PTs, what they call, or winter PTs. And then summer PTs obviously is only going to be short sleeves and shorts. Winter PTs is going to be everything with the short sleeve, but then you have a long sleeve over it. You'll have shorts underneath with your pants over that. So that's pretty much the PT uniform. You will form up. You will always have a formation time. So you always have to make sure you try to meet that time, which, you have to wake up early or earlier, especially if you're a guy, because you have to always wake up earlier to make sure you're shaved every day. You will have to do your hygienes, anything like that. Get dressed, make your bed, pick up the trash. And then after that, you will go outside, form up, just like they are. Majority of the time, it is going to be waking up with PT, unless otherwise instructed. So you will go outside, form up, just like this. What they're doing here is when they take one knee is when they're doing a count off. You will know what a count off is. It is very, very annoying. Personally, when I was there, I hated it because you would literally do a count off almost every single time. And the count off is mainly an accountability thing to make sure that your platoon is always there. So the way it works off is, at the beginning you will have your drill sergeant. They will do the count off, and then you will go in order from the front to the second squad to the third squad and fourth squad. And then you're going 01, 02, 03, and so on until how many people are in your platoon. And it gets redundant. You will do it a lot, and it's even more of a hassle when you are at the range or you're doing a ruck or something like that, because they expect this from you guys, especially once you become a PG, because then the PG will start doing it. It becomes redundant because you literally will go from around, you'll be in front of a building, go literally around the corner, and you have to do it again. Luckily for me, when I was PG, I did get a lot of leniency, so they allowed me to not really do it as much. But that was, I'm not sure why, but I believe because my drill sergeants knew that I didn't have to do the count off. When I was there, I made sure that I was counting myself. So I believe that might have been a reason, but the previous PGs before me, before I took over at the end, they always had to do it. They had literally, we were on one side, you go around the corner, count off, and then you go 0, 1, 0, 2, all the way off. And it's redundant, but it's also funny because this is where you start noticing people that cannot count for some reason, or they lose counting. You're only counting from like literally 1 to possibly 40. And somehow people lose track of count, or they do not know how to count. So it gets pretty funny on that portion. So that's pretty much how it is. You will do the count off constantly. So let's continue. So then you would do your formation. This was the camel bag, as I mentioned last time in my previous videos. You will have to wear that everywhere you go. That is what they call your water source. You will need that whether you're in PTs or in OCPs. You will be carrying that everywhere. The only time we were able to take it off was when we were about to go to bed, or when we were at the shooting range. Those were the only 2 times that we were able to take it off. But overall, I hated it. I do not like carrying really anything over my back, especially if I'm walking, working out, or anything like that. So, and then also when you're doing your PRT, which is your warm up, you will be able to drop your gear. Most of the time when you do your ACFT or some type of physical agility, where it's broader than just a small warm up, you will be able to take off your camel bag. So as you saw right here, let's see if I go back. So pretty much like I mentioned, your wake up is around 03 to 04:30. You will be out there formed up. And then a lot of times while you're doing your PT, colors, or, what that means is when the United States flag is being raised in the morning, this is what you will be doing while you're doing your PT, because you will be doing your PT or your warm up. And then all of a sudden you'll hear the song for the colors. And then that's when you put everyone at attention, and then you'll salute towards where the flag is. And obviously I can't tell you what direction you're going to be, because every company and battalion set up differently. You could be facing it, the south side, the west side. It just depends on what side you are, and then that's where the formation you will be in. They will put you at attention, left face, right face, or you'll be directly straight at it, and then you'll get your salute, and then wait for the colors. As I mentioned, here it is. As they're doing PT, they're formed up. You will always pretty much be formed up in a formation. And then here are their camel bags. You will be able to drop your camel bags here. One thing, you see what I mean? Things that are different. If we or someone did not have a jacket, pants, beanie, or gloves, if one person did not have it, no one was going to have it. As you can see here, it looks like everyone is wearing shorts, but for some reason this person has a jacket, but nobody else has one. So that's what I mean. Everyone's process is going to be different. Every drill sergeants are different. So for their company and battalion, there's always going to be something different. Sometimes they'll allow it. Sometimes they're not going to allow it. It just depends on, your drill sergeants and who's in charge for that duration of the time. But yeah, for us, if one person did not have it, that item was not going to be worn by everyone else. So we all had to be pretty much looking the same. These are the little warm-ups you'll see. As you can see, you'll see they have a jacket. It looks like a jacket or something like that right here over her camel bag. But yeah, it looks like, they're just doing the regular, what they call the PRT. You could easily find it online. It's uh, 10 different types of stretches in a sense, but they call it something else. That it's supposed to be some type of workout, but in reality, it is all like stretching. That's all it is. So that right there is not a PRT. That right there is your hand release push up, or what they call the T push up. That is on your ACFT. As you can see, she is all the way down to the ground. As you saw right now, she had her hands all the way out, and now she brought them back in, and now she's doing a push up. That's what they call a T push up or an extended push up. That is a push up that will be on your ACFT. Once again, this is what I mean about the your company, your BCT experience being different. We hardly got to use the pull-up bars. We used them a little bit, but it was not as much as I wanted to. I really wanted to do more, at least pull-ups. This one that she's doing is the leg tuck. This is the one that was the plank took over on the ACFT. So a lot of people apparently could not do the leg tuck. So they substitute the leg tuck and then put the plank into the ACFT. And she'll show you a little bit on how the leg tuck works. The way you see it right here, this is the way you'll have your hands, and then you're literally just lifting you're lifting up, and then you're lifting your knee up. And that's pretty much a leg tuck. You'll be alternating from left to right. I only got to do it once while I was at basic to experience the leg tuck. It wasn't too bad. Obviously, the only thing that was really bad was the pull-up bar, if you want to call this. Some of them are pretty narrow, so if you're really tall or really big, you will be hitting your feet on the other side, possibly. So just be mindful about that. But yeah, I didn't really get to experience it as much as I wanted to. That was the unfortunate part. Here's another one. This one you will pretty much get quite a few times, especially while you're rucking, because you would not be able to go to the defect. What I have been told is while you're at basic, you are going to have one hot meal a day most of the time. I can't say all the time because there was a day for us, which it was horrible because it was on a Sunday. Sunday is usually the best time because you are usually going to the dining facility, the DFAC. So you're always getting like hot meals, and that's what they call a hot meal. Everything else is either an MRE, which is eating out of the bag, and this is considered a hot meal. But there's one day for us, like I said, every experience is going to be different. Everything was powered off. For some reason, they lost power and stuff like that. Even the DFAC lost power. So we had 3 MREs that one day. So a majority of the time, what they say is they do try to accommodate at least one hot meal, such as this, a day. And then the other ones could be 2 MREs and then this. It could be 2 of these and then 1 MRE, or 3 hot meals. It just depends on the day, depends on your scheduling, and depends on what the drill sergeants have for that, schedule for that day and that whole entire week. This is called hot eggs. It's when they go to the DFAC and they grab the food that's already made for you. You will then go to wherever you're at, whether it's your company or while you're out at the range or out on your ruck. You will be able to set up tables, set up the food, plates, and so on, and then you'll load up everyone with the hot meal. It's called hot eggs. I called it Uber Eats. Like I said, you just have to have fun with it. But I called it Uber Eats because they're bringing the food to me, and that's pretty much it. So that's pretty much it. Depends on the day. You will have less portion on this hot meal than you would if you were going to the defact though. So just be mindful about that. This food is a lot better than the MRE for the most part because it is hot and it's warm. But a lot of times you will not get a huge portion out of this. So sometimes you will not feel satisfied or full after you're done. So yeah, you will be, as you saw in the background, your own classmates, the drill sergeants are not going to feed you. You guys all work in unison. So every platoon will be scheduled like 1 week of work duty. So that whole entire week, that platoon is going to be in charge of everything that they have to do, such as the food, loading up, unloading, stuff like that. So that's why sometimes it's nice to be fourth platoon, because if you're first platoon, you'll have like the first week, and then obviously you'll skip over to 4 weeks later, then it's first platoon again, and then 4 weeks later, first platoon again. So that's the way it works. That's how you'll also be controlling the defects, such as preparing the food, which is I enjoyed. I had no complaints on that. But you also be the one in charge if you're doing the range. You're the one, your platoon. There'll be a few of you guys that will be in charge of waking up, getting to the range earlier, to just getting ready for your ammunitions and putting ammunition into your magazine, so that way when everyone gets there, that's all set up for the range time. After you will get your food, whether it's the MRE or the hot meal, such as this. Here, there's another thing. It looks like they're eating as a formation. The way we always ate was kind of, after we got our food, we would literally have to form up and we would make like a square. That's the way we had to do it. Like I said, every BCT experience is going to be a little different. So yeah, it looks like she just goes upstairs. As you can see, there's not much of a rush. It doesn't look like, which I'm really surprised, because usually you're running up and down with a little bit of break in between, and then you have to hurry up and change into your OCPs, such as right here. She has her OCP, which is your camouflage pant and shirt. She has her boots. She has her PC or her hat. And then this right here, as you can see right here, this outline, this is what they call a flick. And it is already mollied with the grenade pouches right here. And then right here will be her ammunition pouches right here as well. So that's what the ammunition pouches, you have one right here, and then you'll have a zipper right down the middle. And then these are your magazine pouches. So that's the way that your whole entire thing will be mollied. For everyone. So that looks pretty similar to ours. As you can see, she did not have her camel bag. I don't know how that works. Once again, her company might allow it. Our company did not. If someone got busted without having their camel bag, we were going to have fun, getting correctable action. So that's was considered our water source. As you can see right here, as I paused it, it looks like they're at a further stage. As you can see, they have the rifle right here. He has a rifle, but he has, it looks like they have their ruck also. This is the mat. A lot of people would be sleeping, because a lot of people don't want to be sleeping on the ground. I never utilized it because I didn't want to be taking it in and out. Because you have to roll it back up also. I didn't want to be dealing with that. So all I did was I turned it around and I used it as my pillow. I don't mind sleeping on the ground, but do whatever you need to do to have a better experience if you like. But yeah, as you can see, they're going on a ruck. They're possibly going either one of the 3 rucks, which is the forge, the anvil, and but yeah, this was when you will get your rifle by that time. I think it's around week 2 you will get your rifle. And then you'll be rucking with it everywhere you go for the most part. So as you can see right here, they have the ruck, and your camel bag will be attached to your ruck. So like I mentioned, your camel bag's always going to be with you. That's going to be your main water source. So here it is as well. This is when you start also practicing before you start doing your marksmanship shooting, where you actually go to the range. You will always get your rifle, and then you will always have this right here that covers the muzzle. If you do not have that, make sure you get one, and if you lose it, make sure you notify somebody, because if you do not have one, and drill sergeants, or it depends on your drill sergeant, they catch you with it. It's not gonna be a fun experience. But this is the way you will practice. You will go typically not to the range, but you'll go somewhere else where you'll be doing some training. You could do the training at your company, at the range, which will be usually across the street from the range. If you're done shooting, like actually shooting, they have a little bit of open land at where it's called ETS, where it's like, I call it the video game room. You will be shooting at a video game before you actually go shoot in reality. So anywhere there's open land, you will be practicing. You have the barriers right here, as you can see, the wooden barrier. So this is what I meant about your platoon week. If it's your platoon week and you guys are gonna go shoot, you guys will literally be taking these apart and putting them into the 1 ton, and then it will follow you with you wherever you're gonna go, and then you have to set it up as well. So this is pretty much a standard thing where you'll be lined up waiting for your turn, and it's pretty much a practice or rehearsal of how your actual shoot is gonna be, like you're shooting. This is the ETS that I was talking about earlier. This is the video game. You will go here first before, depending on your scheduling. For us, we went here first before we actually went to go do the actual shooting. We went here, I know we went there twice. I don't know if we went there a third time, because we did it once with just your iron sights, which is just your sights that you have on your rifle. And then I remember we did it the second time with our optic, which is the optic that you will have. You're no longer using your iron sight, you're using like your red dot that's attached to your rifle. You're not going to be using your rifle. They have their own rifle. It's kind of like playing duck hunting. So it's pretty nice. You do get like a little recoil on it, which is pretty cool. But the accuracy on it, it's a lot of times it's not reality. It's not like your actual shooting. Because here you could probably shoot really good, and then when you go to the actual range, you're shooting horrible, or vice versa. So that's always a funny thing. This thing, I believe the only reason they do it is to show you how to shoot, and then your actual rehearsal of how you're going to be shooting when you're testing, which is one standing up, and then you go down proning, and then you have proning unsupported, proning supported, kneeling, and then standing. So that's the way it's going to be, rehearsed. So right here, she's using her iron sights. So here's the defect. This is the way it pretty much is. I'm really surprised. As you can see, they might be like one of the very first ones that came in, because when we're there, you are literally shoulder to shoulder with someone. There's literally no gaps here. There cannot be no gaps. But you will be doing this. You'll be going at attention, taking a couple steps, going to parade rest, and then back to attention until you get here. You're doing about face, and then now you're going side to side, because you have a counter over here, and then you'll have another counter really identical to it on this side as well. So then she's just going to be walking side to side all the way through. Another thing is, I'm surprised that by this time she should have her tray. So like I said, everything works differently, because for us, we already had our tray, and by the time we did our about face and we were on the line like this, we were just side by side by side. So you're just shuffling to the side, and you're literally shoulder to shoulder to shoulder. And then if you guys are wondering what this guy is probably the PG, because the PG, that was one of the best things I enjoyed about being the PG, was because you'll be the first one in, and then you'll be, pros and cons on it. You'll be the first one in. So if it's really cold, it's nice to be in there because you're not worried about waiting outside. And then two, you'll stay there, letting everyone, everyone's broken up, every PG, because y'all have 4 PGs. Every PG will have a certain section on, being able to move the line a lot faster in the cafeteria or the DFAC. And then you're also like the last one to eat. And then so obviously you're going to be one of the last ones to get up and leave. So if it's cold outside, you're not going to be outside in the cold. So that was one of the benefits that I enjoyed. But the con was sometimes if there was no food, you didn't get much food. But if you did know your way around, like for me, I would literally let one of my buddies know, hey, can you give me one of the yogurts or puddings or something like that before they run out? And then I would just collect it from them later. So there's just ways around it that you can work it. Just be mindful. But if you're an a-hole, you're not going to make good friends or a lot of friends. So just be mindful about that. This is your salad bar. This is where I mean about a lot of your food running out, because this is where it pissed me off. There was a lot of trainees or a lot of people that would stack up their plate and you would see their plate and they hardly made a dent on it. So they completely wasted a lot of food, which I'm not accustomed to. I really hate that. So it was just, that was one of the things that really pissed me off. But yeah, this is your salad bar. So you will set up your plate. Oh, you see, they don't have trays. That's why. So she only has a plate. So I meant a tray because usually we put everything on there. And then you will set it on the table where you're going to sit. You will walk to your fountain drinks. And it's not like sodas or anything. It's mainly like Gatorade, milk, and then chocolate milk as well. And you will set it up. You get 2 cups. And then you'll always be like this, knuckle to knuckle. And you're going to walk all the way back to your tray where you're sitting. And you'll put your cups down. And then you'll wait until, you're seated by everyone else. This is what I mean. You still have your Camelback. The reason this is because when you have your grenade class is because you're holding your grenades like this. So what they always tell you, everything that's done there, it might be redundant, it might be unnecessary in a sense, but they have it done to a purpose. Everything for the most part is done with a purpose. The reason for that is because when you're gonna go do your grenade, that's how they're gonna want you to hold it. They're gonna want you to hold your grenades like this next to you on your chest and so on. And there's so many things that you'll do and you're like, why am I doing this? Later on, as the training continues, you'll be like, oh, that's why we're doing that. So just be mindful about that. And that's pretty much it. As you saw that now that they're going back upstairs, it might be that they're done. They might be changing out or something like that. Once again, as you can see, they were just kind of walking up there. When we were told to get up there, we went up there and we hurried up for the most part. I can't say all the time because that would be a lie, especially for us because we were on the 3rd floor. So a lot of times when we ran into the stairwell, and once we got into the stairwell was when we started walking because we had to go up to the 3rd floor. So that's pretty much it, guys. As you guys saw the video, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Like I said, this was in my video. I don't know who she is. I just saw this on the Fort Jackson, South Carolina social media page showing a day in the life of this trainee. I just wanted to give you guys an outlook of how it can be or how it could be throughout the process. But a lot of times you will be running, but that's pretty much how your typical day will be in the life of a trainee. But once again, as I said earlier, every experience is going to be different. Every company's different. Every drill sergeant are different. So they may have different standards. I know for us, one of our main drill sergeants, especially for our platoon, they knew our standards they wanted our standards to be at a high level. But we were known in that company. You know, our platoon was known for being squared away for the most part because of our drill sergeants. So our drill sergeants took it personally because we are a representation of them. And that's one of the reasons that I enjoyed our drill sergeant, because that's what they wanted us to do. So that was a great thing. But once again, guys, if you like it, let me know. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please drop your comment down below. I look forward to hearing from you guys. I hope you guys are enjoying these videos, because I know a lot of these tools would have been helpful for me when I went. Overall, like I said, you know, BCT is not that stressful. It's not as intense as a lot of people make it sound sound. But you know, if you guys are really motivated and you guys want to go out there, and you guys just always be mindful, you're also getting paid to work out. You're getting paid to be over there, and you know, hopefully you're a good person where you're able to interact with people, have fun, and you know, make great friends and have that connection with other people. Because if not, it's gonna be a horrible time. That I can tell you that. But other than that, guys, I hope you guys enjoy these videos, and I will see you guys next time.